Hi makers, it's Laura from OpenWorks. Today I come to you with the Making in Place segment from my basement for a couple of reasons. One, because we're going to be making a lot of noise and I have a toddler who's sleeping and want to keep it that way. And two, I'm going to be using some tools that I generally keep in my basement. And so today we're going to be doing DIY cocktail shakers to sort of go with this lovely theme, tincture, bitter week we're having. And so I got the idea from the trusty internet, and I will put a link to my source. But the suggested process requires that you have a drill and maybe some other things that maybe you don't have right now. And so, so I'm going to show you how to do it with hopefully some stuff you have at home. And so today what you're going to need is some sort of baseboard, base of wood, scrap wood, something that you can indent. So don't do this on your dining room table or anything like that unless you really want little holes in it. And so just find a little piece of scrap wood. I'm using this lovely piece that was in my basement, and it's sort of my base. You need a hammer or some sort of heavy thing. And then today I'm using a screwdriver, because we have lots of screwdrivers in our house, but if you have different types of tools like this, I'm sure they work too. Just be careful if they're really fragile to not break them. And then you need some sort of mason jar. I'm using the wide mouths because I have extras of those. And you need, the ring. And then you need about 2 of these lid inserts. I would say that it might be good to, so you have a couple so you can practice, but for the end result you really just need 2. You need one to put on the jar when you're shaking your cocktail, and the other one for pouring. And so the one for pouring you're going to want to put on to the surface, and you're going to put a few evenly spaced holes on the edge here, and then on the inside here, and then a couple right here to make sure it has some air for flow. So what I'm gonna do is make about 12 on the outer, and then about 8 on the inner circle, and then about 6 right here. And how I'm gonna do it is by putting my lid on the wood. We're gonna do the other one because I already tested it out, and kind of playing it flat and then spacing it with the screwdriver and holding it, and we might get some shaking, so beware. Ready, set. Okay, so you can let it go and it's stuck in, and then stick it out, and then you have holes. Now these aren't they're relatively evenly spaced, but they're not super clean on the back. So if you wanted to, you could take a metal file and file it, but for the sake of just your quarantini shelter in place cocktail, I think this is just fine. Now you don't have to just use this for boozy cocktails. You can use it for fun non-boozy cocktails as well. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple more holes here and a couple holes here, and then we're going to mix a drink. All right, great. I'm going to go ahead and do this faster, but then I'll catch you on the other end while we make a drink. Oh, and if it's easier for you to take a pen or a Sharpie marker and kind of put dots where you're going to put these spaces, then that works out well. For me, I just like to eye it, and whatever works, works. But again, I'm going to put about 12 on the outside, about 8 to 10 on the inside, and then 4 to 6 right here for airflow. All right, we'll see you on the other side while we make a drink. Okay, so now we're going to make a cocktail. Now that we have our DIY cocktail shaker of a mason jar, the regular lid, the ring, and the fancy hold cocktail shaker lid, we're going to make a cocktail using the violet syrup that we made. And so what you need for this cocktail is violet syrup, not to be confused with coffee in jars in your refrigerator. I've made that mistake. cider, some sort of cider, or you can try it with seltzer or tonic water or beer, whatever you want. Some sort of gin, but again, whatever you got in your house. And again, you can absolutely make this non-boozy, totally fine. Lemon. And we're gonna try something a little fancy today. We're gonna try to do some egg white action to make a little fizz. Now, if you are a non-egg eater, you can use garbanzo bean or chickpea brine. So once you open that can of chickpeas, you can use the stuff that comes with it to do something very similar. But today we're gonna try egg whites, which might be an interesting and hilarious thing because I've never done it before. So what we're gonna do is make our cocktail with the egg white and put it in here. So I'm gonna do the egg white. Ooh, crack it. We only want the egg white. We don't want the yolk. So I'm gonna use my Julia Child superior cooking skills right now. Whoa. And then put it in my handy dandy bowl. And then we're going to add 2 ounces or so. I don't know, I'm gonna eye it really, but I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of the violet syrup. So it's 4 teaspoons of that. I don't know, I mostly just eye it. Then we're gonna do some lemon. So I'm gonna cut it on the board over here. I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna take this handy dandy squeezer and I'm just gonna kind of squeeze it in. Squeeze it in. I might need a little bit more. So I'm gonna turn it over, squeeze it. I think we need a little more lemon in general. So I'm gonna take another little wedge, put it in here, squeeze it. And I'll put the recipe down under too, so you guys can make it if you really want to. So we've got our egg white, we have our violet syrup, we have our lemon. So now we just need a little bit of cider. And so since I don't have a shot glass, I'm gonna just use this bowl. So I'm gonna get about 1 ounce of cider, about 1 ounce of gin, because I'm making a boozy cocktail. That's good enough. All right, so we've got all of our core ingredients for the cocktail. And you can make it to taste or whatever makes sense to you. So now we're gonna use our flat lid and we're going to mix our cocktail without ice because the egg white. So we're gonna close it and then we're gonna shake it. Okay, so now, ooh, that smells good. We're gonna add some ice. And we're gonna shake it again. Whew, I got a little hot there. Okay, so now that we've mixed our beautiful cocktail, I'm gonna take the regular lid off, pop, and I'm gonna replace it with our pouring lid, which I have rinsed since I punched the holes in. I'm gonna put it on, screw it on, and I'm gonna grab my glass with some ice and see if it works. Woo! Fancy! All right. Here we go. So we've made our little drink. Cheers. And it's delicious. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for making a place with us today. Keep an eye out for the next few ones. They're gonna be super fun. We're gonna be doing kombucha, kimchi, and homebrew. And so this is definitely a more non-kiddo friendly version, but it's all about craft and all about making, and you can definitely do these things without alcohol too. So take care, make it in place, Take your day, wash your hands, wear your PPE, all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you soon. Thanks much. Again, I'm Laura from OpenWorks. Thank you so much for joining us.